Okay. Now I will start. What is exactly testing mean?
Testing basically means, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I
hearing.
thought I, yeah. Okay. Basically, testing means when the developers and the testers they evaluate the quality of a software to make sure it is working as it is supposed to work.
Very good. It is working based on expected behavior.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. How many testing levels we have?
We've done level 0, level 1, and level 2.
Okay. So that is nothing but test to process. What I said is test to process. I'm asking how many testing levels we have. Test to process level 0, 1, 2, 3. So okay. First we focus.
Unit testing, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing.
Very good. User acceptance testing. And last one,
Mm.
testing during maintenance.
Oh, yes, right. Maintenance testing. Okay.
Okay, maintenance testing. Fine. What is the major difference between testing types as well as testing levels?
See, the level testings basically are progressive in nature, which tells us like what stage of the software development we are.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
And
What
what
is
was the,
yeah, yeah. Continue, continue.
no, I'm sorry, what was the second part you said? One was the level testing you asked, and what was the second one?
Testing types, testing types.
We did the functional testing
Yeah. In system we
and
have yeah.
the system testing.
In system we have four types. No, that should be concentrated. Like usability, functional, security, performance.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, kind of you're breaking up. Can you please repeat it again?
Usability, functional, performance, security. That is called as testing types in system testing.
Right, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What is meant by quality?
Quality in software testing basically means minimum bugs and minimum errors.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't think we can have like 100% perfect thing, right? So,
Exactly. Only
so
only one that
and the second thing is like the product that is we are working on, it should meet those requirements which are given given by the stakeholders.
good. Next.
Then basically we did talk about the errors. They should be, our aim is to prevent those. Then the second thing is it should meet the requirements.
Okay.
Then the quality standards and customer expectations.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
it should also
Expectation.
ensure the compliance with the industry standards.
Very good. Good, good,
Mm,
good. So what are you said all are exactly correct. And you
mm,
will miss one topic. We have to deliver the product in time during relevant budget and in time. In time means
mhm,
milestone duration. We have to deliver the product in time with the client specified budget and deliver a quality in all the aspects. That is also one
mhm.
part of the coverage as a quality definition. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many types of testing principles we have?
Testing principles.
Yeah.
the testing should actually explore all the areas. The maximum exploration should be done.
Okay. Next.
Then we should be able to find some the bugs and errors, to ensure that it's a quality product.
Okay, to deliver a quality product.
And then the tests should be actually valid and they should be reliable tests.
Okay.
And we should use appropriate tools to do that.
Yeah. If we go for automation, we have to use appropriate tools for that.
And then we should also be able to provide the timely feedback,
Okay.
because if we don't provide the feedback to the developers, then it's not going to be like fixed in within the deadlines or the time frame
Okay.
that has been given.
Okay. So here, yeah,
And
test.
then we should also have like the domain knowledge, because if we do not know the product, how
Mm,
can we test it properly? So I think knowledge is also another thing.
yeah. How can you gain the domain knowledge?
There are like different ways, in today's world. If we do not know anything, we have different resources to explore the details of the product.
Okay. Domain knowledge is basically explored and distinguished and derived by superiors like product owner or a business analyst.
Mhm,
Apart from that, there is a separate specification document called as FRS specifications. What
mhm,
it exactly shows and derives about the functionality of an particular build. For each and every build, we have a design, um, use cases, task flow diagram, prototype, page elements, and the overview of the module. So, okay, based on the FRS specification, we can gather those all requirements.
mhm,
After gaining the domain knowledge, then we start testing for a particular build. Okay.
mhm. Right.
Mm. That is the thing. So I already shared the screen, right? Are you seeing?
Yes.
Okay. So majorly we focus these all the aspects in testing. Okay. I said integration testing will be covered later. Now, how to do unit testing or a component testing? Suppose if username, see if you are logging to the Oracle, the username is Scott and password is 123, then allowed. Otherwise, not allowed. For each and every object, whatever it is there in the build should be unit wise. It is going to be tested. That is called as unit testing, which is done by black box testers when compared from white box testers. This type of testing, whatever we validate, is called as unit testing, which is coverage in black box, and the code level testing is called as a developer part. This is developer part. This is this is tester spot and this is developer spot. This is developer parts. Majorly, this is the major difference between white box testing and a black box testing. So mainly we focus on this type of functionalities. Okay, and next. So integration testing I will teach you later. It takes some part. There is a one separate class for integration testing. Okay. So don't confuse. The test process is started from level 0, 1, 2, 3. But testing principles, what I said is like exhaustive testing is impossible, risk-based testing, defect clustering, pesticide paradox, real testing, absence of errors is a fallacy. Okay, this all comes under seven principles we have in testing that should be covered. So apart from that, according to the testing principles, you are going to validate the application depend upon the specifications what you have. Okay. So I said smoke testing will be done before the build is properly functioning or not. So suppose, okay, in this build, so am giving user ID and password. So what it's saying here, smoke testing means stable build which is ready for testing. Rough test process, rough test to perform. It is also called as a quick test or rough test to perform on the applicant to decide the given applicant is eligible for further testing. When your build is eligible for further testing, means if the objects what we have in this particular field, it should be performed properly, depend upon the application objects how it is working. So we are not testing the actually finding out defects, but whether it is properly working or not should be analyzed. That is called as smoke testing, and these are the objects of smoke testing. Smoke testing will be performed to make sure whether the given applicant is eligible for further testing or not. Here, see, observe carefully. Not find out defects, but when we insert, suppose this object is there, so it is focused here. When we click on this, it should be focused. And when we insert a random test data, it, it should allow. If it is not allow, if it is in disabled mode, is it not possible to accept, give the data to the particular field? Okay, we cannot move further. We cannot move for real testing also after finding of all the objects, whether it is perfectly working or not should be analyzed. Based on that, we have to focus on testing. Now, and I already said about sanitation testing, means extra features, whatever we have that is not required in the build should be overcome. Okay,
So who does the smoke testing, the developers or the testers?
very good. Smoke testing is done by white box testers as well as black box testers. But most of the see, not the developer. Here, smoke testing and sanity testing will be done by the testers on the object's performance on the build. But if you have a code here, on this code, with that all the features are syntactically written or not should be verified. Okay, you're getting what I'm saying. First,
Mm-hmm.
we have to verify all the coding objects are kept or not according to the specifications or not should be whether the developers are developed or should be focused based on the specifications. Then you can execute the code and test it by the white box testers. Suppose developer kept, see, user ID, password, and submit. Here, forget your password or user is the mandatory field, right? Okay, he kept this, and he didn't kept register here. Okay, but as per the specifications, this object should be kept. See, during coding part, what happens? He designed for user ID, password, and submit as well as the link. But okay, but he didn't keep the registered here object link. Of course, the code is working properly, but as per the specification, it is not available on this object. That is also a part of a smoke testing, no, which is dealt with the code. Okay, the specifications. See, whenever you generate this code, then only this link will be available in this build, right? Then we go for functional testing. Similarly, whenever the code is not generated by the developer, it is not possible to go for next procedures. That is called as a uh, coding coverage in the development part of view as per the white box testers. Okay, what I'm saying is it's clear for you. The doubt is
Can you
clarified.
can you repeat that one more time, please?
See, coming to functional, leave it white box testing. Coming to functional, I will say one example. Suppose,
Mm-hmm.
see here, the passport field is highlighted here and the user ID is in disable mode. When we
Mm-hmm.
click on cursor, to user ID, it should be focused, right? Is it focusing or not?
Yes.
If it is focusing, it should accept the data what I given in the input box. Isn't it or
Mm-hmm.
not? If
Yes.
your object is not, of course, it is focused, but the data is not accepting, then what happens?
Then we cannot test further.
Exactly. That is called as smoke testing. So when we insert the data, it should accept. We are not finding out the defect over here, but we are giving the data whether it is accepting or not. We are checking initially before going for real testing. Before going
Okay.
for a real testing, that is called as a stability of the build. So whatever the objects it is available in this field, those all objects should be work, working properly based on specifications. Okay, that is called as when the objects are working properly based on specification, then we can move for further testing. Suppose if you give the data, random data, and click on submit, it's what happened. It should throw a pop-up window saying that the given name or password is incorrect. But the data whatever we given here, we don't know. We are not least bothered about the data, but object is performing properly or not should be tested first. That is called as level one testing. That is called as level one. See, build verification testing, testers acceptance test. Also, it is called as test harness. It's clear. Yeah. And one of my doubt is, see, I tested this user ID password. Now it is successfully working when we given the valid user ID password. When we given the invalid user ID password, it is throwing a pop-up window. Okay. Next step in the specifications, what it's saying, please, and there is also one functionality called password object link. Okay, it is the link. So when we click on this link, it is navigating to the next page. Okay, then we will do test that also. And in the specifications, we I didn't study as a tester. I didn't study the specifications, but specifications says that there is another link is available here in this login module that is called as a register here object, but this object is not developed by the developer. Can we able to move further?
No,
Why? You have all the objects here and all the objects are working properly, but why you are not move further? Why it is not a build very stable build or not?
because it's not a stable build.
Why? Stable build, what it's saying, what are the objects available in this build should perform perfectly. Okay, I didn't keep this object, but the rest of the objects are working. No, as a developer, I am kept all the objects, but this object is not kept.
No,
But
but
rest
the
of
thing
all
is,
objects.
But the thing is, if I have not registered yet, so how is the customer gonna proceed on that?
Very good.
If I
Very
have
good.
not created any account for myself, what am I
Mm.
gonna do on the page?
Okay, but these people given user ID password, no? Can we do? Can we log in by insertion of user ID password here?
No, but that's like not a unique thing then for a customer. For testing purposes, it's okay. But at the testing stage, it can work. But when we have to go for the actual in the real world, and the customer, if does not have the option to create an account, how is he going to work on it?
Very good. That's why you have to study perfectly and keen observation of looking twice or thrice of FRS specification. Based on FRS specification, if all the objects whatever he designed by the design architect, that is
Mm.
there and developed by the developer and kept in the module should be analyzed, reviewed first. Then you go for next level of testing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is
Yes.
this is also one type of an interview query. Okay,
Okay.
so see, see,
So, how do they ask the question in the interview, basically?
what is meant by smoke testing? Can you give an example of that?
Example.
S-
Okay.
Yeah, straight away they will ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here this is the alternate. So all the persons have the privilege to log in the user ID and password, but this application is given the register here also. See, I tested for demo and 1 2 3 it is working properly, but when this object is not available, then we are not reviewing the document properly. That is the interview query. So before going for real testing, please check your FR specification elements are available in this build or not should be reviewed first. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is very very
Sure.
very important, very important. Otherwise you can face some problem. Why? Because the developer didn't care, but ultimately they will blame us. Why? What the testers did? Why the tester not before only check whether the register here link is kept or not should be, he is not analyzed. Why they will say like that? So the test manager may blame us. So that's why before going for real testing, please notify and review the twice or thrice or FRS specification of individual build, and then decide for real testing. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, that is main, very important concept. So the technical term is called as test harness. Nothing but stable build which is ready for testing. So when it is stable, when all the functionalities are available and all the functionalities work properly according to the specifications, then it is called as a stable build. Here we are not finding the defects, but the build is confirming and accessing or not should be analyzed over here. That is called as smoke testing. Then you go for real testing, level one testing. Okay,
Yes.
it's clear here up to
Yeah.
here.
Yes, it
So
is.
yeah, these all things again I will demonstrate during testing of product with the live examples, not live examples, with the respect of function. Just a minute, I will, just a minute. Hello. Is there yeah, is there Chipani? Okay, so you're getting no what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, so first servers connectivity, then stable build is available or not. Then you go for user interface testing. That is the one part of usability testing, and all types of functional testing. And see, there is a help. What is the purpose of help? Do you know?
Purpose of what?
Help.
Yeah, sometimes like if we are not able to figure out something or if we are having some kind of issues, there is always like a support available.
Very good. Supportive. That
Then
is called as manual support testing.
Mhm.
That is called as manual support testing. Means, see, not only this application, each and every browser, whatever the application it might be, everything that should provide a support to the manual catalog to the particular site or what app, whatever it may be the app or whatever it may be the scenario. Okay, for every option, for every application, they has to provide the help. On the help also, you have to do testing. That type of testing called as manual support testing. And what is type of testing we will do in help object? Similarly, user interface testing only. Okay, user interface testing only. That's why that's why we focused on test process. See, first I didn't update it here. Later I will tell you. So user interface remaining functional. So if you go for functional, then you do functional. If you go for performance, then you have to do performance like that. User interface, remaining system testing, and finally you have to do manual support testing. Manual support testing. Okay, it's clear. Any
Yep.
doubts?
No, good so far.
Okay, so these are the checklist of UI testing, user interface testing. Okay, like spell check, whether the mandatory field are highlighted or not, consistency, the background mm, color, font type, font size, company logo, company title, all the object should not be in the spelling mode, and it should be aligned properly. This almost all tested types will be comes under user interface criteria. How you will do user interface testing based on similar concept, you have to do test on help concept. It is not given here. Later we will go for that help concept. Okay, now first you go for a service connectivity, then smoke testing, stable build which is ready for testing or not. Then you go for user interface testing and remaining functional testing. Then finally you go for manual support testing. After that, UAT testing takes place. UAT means user acceptance testing, alpha beta testing. After that, the product, after completion of the defect, if there is no defects in a particular individual bill, finally it is will be integrated and tested once again, and we confirm that there is no defects in the particular site. Then we can, the product support team will be going to dump the product in the server. Okay, after that the product is released in the market. Okay, see, I'm not focusing on defect, defect log. What are the severity priority? I will teach you later. Okay. Now I'm in testing types only right now. Okay. Till now, any doubts?
No, good so far.
Okay. Okay. Fine. See. UI is nothing but graphical user interface. Includes all the elements such as menus, checkbox, buttons, colors, font size, icons, content, and images. Everything should be focused here. It is a one part of system testing. So what are the checklists? I will focus tell you. Testing the size, position, width, height of the element. See, height, width. So these three objects in similar mode, right? Yeah, same
Yep.
aligned,
Mm-hmm.
same same width, same height. Okay, if it is like this, these three objects should be according to GUI part or UI part. It is constant. Means it is not like
It should be
a
consistent. Yeah, everything should be consistent.
exist exactly. It should be look and feel good look. Okay, when
Mm-hmm.
your user ID is small, if your password is more big, means it doesn't good look. So be how your text will be, that should be user friendly and simply it will be designed, and the objects elements also should be in a similar manner. That all things should be covered here. See, see, testing of the error message data getting displayed whenever give the negative data. The
Mm-hmm.
pop-up window should be displayed. Different sections of the screen, like the images, everything, font, readable, properly readable or not. Testing of the screen in different resolutions with the help of zooming in, zooming out. That is also very important. Suppose when we zoom in or zoom out, the particular up, see, I'm zooming this one. See, even zooming means that text is in same constant value. It is not indicates like a blur concept. It's not like a blur, right? Okay, that should,
Right.
yeah, that should be also be focused for some gaming applications. Okay, most of the cases
Yeah.
for gaming applications will be like that. Testing the alignment of text, other elements like icons, buttons, proper placed or not, the font, and should be the image, should be the clarity. And some images consists of static, or it might be static or it might be dynamic. See, it is a dynamic object and it is also a dynamic object, but sometimes it might be, see, this is the text whatever we kept in the particular page, but sometimes it, few objects are there, it is like a static in nature. It doesn't contain any dynamic validation. That should be focused. Testings of spelling, there is no grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes of the word, like system interface should be properly worked, size of the page, whether the field is disabled or not should be tested, images properly aligned or not, hyperlinks, radio buttons, drop down links, button, text box, text area. This all the UI elements should be considered, should be consistent. This all comes under UI testing checklist. Okay, then this is got a part of a usability testing. Now, during this test, valid application provide context sensitive help or the user, or not the user. So here we focus on end user's point of view, whether the object is perfectly user friendly or not should be analyzed. Next, in functional, we do positive testing, negative testing, all the business validation should be properly, and we have to think the customer's end user's point of view. End user's point of perspective also we think, based on that we will validate the functionality of each and every object. Functionality is a part of functional testing. Don't confuse here. Functional testing consists of so many fields, so many tests. See, in functional, we have the one is the part of functionality. This functionality is called as unit testing, which is done by black box testers. Functionality means single object. Okay, you're getting now.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Functionality is a subsection of functional testing.
Exactly, exactly. Very good. Okay. Usability testing. I said already about usability test. So functional object properties testing means object when we insert a valid data how it is reacting, when we insert a invalid data how it is reacting. So when you how to validate the object properties, tell me. Now I given that this data user ID and password, then how we confirm this is whether it is valid or not.
Can you please repeat the question again?
Yeah, when we insert a data user ID and password,
Mm-hmm.
how can you validate whether the given data is valid or not? How can you check as a tester?
Okay, so in order to validate the given data, we have
Yeah,
to first enter the like input the given data,
okay,
right? Once we input it, then we have to see if the input is equivalent to the output as per the specified requirements.
very good. Yeah, that's I agree. But the data is coming from where? This data, see system, how system can know this is the valid or invalid?
It comes from the requirements that are given, like the conditions usually we have. The general, we did that, the broad part of it where it tells you how many characters you can put, or if it is alphanumeric, what kind of data we can put into it. All the specifications are given to us.
Very good. But the thing is, when we insert a data, it
Mm.
should it should compare with the database. In it's
Yeah, the
already,
given data.
yeah,
The
already,
given data. Yep. Hmm.
yeah, already we given the data is here. No, this already this data is stored in database in the format of
Hmm.
tables, rows and columns. From there we can fetch the data. When we hit this data after clicking on login, what happens? This data will be going to compare in the user ID password field in database. When it is similar, then you can go gets next page. Otherwise, it is not able to go for a next page. This all comes under uh, enabled, focused, disabled, highlighted, and the data checking. This all comes under object properties testing, and similarly database testing. Okay, database testing, we have a separate testing called as database testing. All input validations are available, all the checking for Java by default we have a Oracle database. For .NET by default we have a SQL server. For Python, by default, we have a MySQL. There's so many databases available in the market. Okay, we can able to focus on database testing also. And error handling. Whenever you have to give negative data, whenever you give negative data, it should display or it should display pop-up
The
message.
error message. Yeah, the error message should be displayed.
Yeah, exactly. That is called as error handling. Some part of the things comes under calculations, manipulations, testing also for for banking applications like EMIs or whatever it may be. Links
Mhm.
listings, links execution. All the links are available or not should be tested. All the links properly execution or not should be tested. These all core functionalities comes under functional area of testing. Even cookies and sessions also. See what you mean by cookies and session. Suppose if you log into the page and keep idle up to 4 5 minutes, what happens? The session will be closed out, terminated for Gmail or Facebook or whatever it may be.
Generally for the banking apps.
Exactly. Generally, for very very important, but generally for
Mm.
banking application, is come uh, within few minutes only. It should be terminated. Sessions will be closed out because we have to provide a security to the application, right? Okay, those should be covered in the functional. So this is very keen observation of functional testing, behavior of an application, how it is reacting when we insert, when we check all these scenarios. That is called as functional criteria. And next we have non-functional. Here we do performance, security, recovery, compatibility, configuration, installation, sanitation. So all the comes under some part the scenarios will comes under functional area, some part of the things comes under security task, and some part of the things comes under performance testing. Load testing, stress, volume, this is very important. So suppose I said yesterday to, when we insert one URL, it should display within 3 seconds, isn't it? The page from the client, the data hits to the servers. It takes it immediately display the page within 3 to 4 seconds max extent, irrespective of your internet speed. Okay. So according to the www rule, we have to follow. The page should follow. The site should follow. Okay, then only it is called as a standardized web page. That should be focused. These all things will come under performance testing. Load testing. Suppose in load, what happens? In load testing, what happens? Whenever your functionality is, just a minute. Load testing. Suppose in load testing, what happens? I'm interacting with client and server. I'm interacting with the client and server. So okay. Okay, imagine this is the client and this is the server. Okay, so what exactly the client will do?
Connect to the server.
Very good. Client connects to the server. Means what? Client gives request. Server consists of the product where it is located in the server, whereas client gives a request to the server. For particular client request, server will be going to provide the response to it,
Response. Mhm.
isn't it? Okay, suppose I have, imagine carefully, observe carefully, I have 99 users. Okay, so 99 clients are immediately spontaneously hitting to the server,
Mhm.
but server has capability up to 99 only. Okay, unexpectedly 19 for the 99 users. Imagine, and generally I'm saying, but it is not like that. It has
Mhm.
more space and more spontaneous result. But I'm generally saying, whenever the client has a capability of 99 user within the limit, suppose I'm focusing on 95 or like that. I'm focusing on 95 like that. What's happening?
So basically, we have to see like when there are multiple users, how well
Exactly.
it's gonna
Yeah,
behave.
very good. When 95 clients are hit the servers, but servers have the capability of 99 only. But 95 is within the limit, right?
Mhm.
Okay, it will provide a normal, of course, not for the particular client request, server will going to provide a response to it. Suppose client will have more requests, more than 99. Okay, more than 99. but server has a capability of 99 clients only. It is called as stress beyond the limit. This is nothing but within the limit, and this is nothing but beyond the limit. Okay, because it is capable of only 99 users to give the response, but it is overloading the data. It takes some time. It might take some time, or the system may hang out. We least bothered about that, but we can compare whether it is performing properly or not. Should be with respect of virtual users, we do that. Basically, in performance testing, it is highly impossible to do manually. By the tool, we do performance testing. What type of a performance tool we'll use here means we use the load runner, JMeter, or whatever it may be. I will tell you those things also.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're getting now within the
Yep.
limit, with a set set time. We will give the request. We will send a request to the server. Then server will going to provide a proper response. If your client has more than the limit of the server, it is obviously overloaded. That is called as stress testing. And we have volume testing, benchmark testing, like simultaneously for the see. Not only this application, we have a cloud environment. Any idea about cloud?
Yeah, the one that we use in the iOS platforms, where
Very
they
good.
have like a huge
Ex-
server at the
Yeah, yeah,
back end.
exactly. We cannot store the data in our local machine, right?
Mhm.
It will be
Yep, but
stored
it's
in.
stored in
It
the
is.
back end server.
Yeah, yeah, server. Very good. This is also be, and same thing happens over here. These are the different types of applications or server environment what we focus practically. And I will tell you the tools what are the available for functional performance security later part. I have one specific session for that. I will take you there. So functional testing. See, validates functionality of the objects. Functionality describes what software does. Concentrates on user. Functional testing takes place before coding. Non-functional testing. Verify the performance, security, reliability of the software, speed, accuracy, everything. Non-functionality describes concentrates on the particular user. Non-functional testing will be performed based on the categories of the functional validation like performance, security, or what it may be. Okay, so this all comes under functional testing. Functionality means each and every object what we have to test. So focused, highlighted, then font size, font type, alignment, spell check, everything comes under functionality or requirement testing. Input domain testing is nothing but range of the particular object. Suppose if you go for 5 to 9, we have to focus 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So that is a range of validation that is called as input domain. Here we focus on not only the range, we have to do the valid and invalid cases like alphanumeric cases, alphanumeric data, alphanumeric data. This is called as part of input domain. Recovery. Whenever I said yesterday also, no, whenever the
Yeah.
data is um, struck over there, it should be recover. Okay, and just like a backup, just like a backup. Whatever you
Right.
design, whatever you designing the code, if suddenly something has happened, total code will be corrupted. Means again we have to do from the scratch, right? The, not only in white box as well as in the development part, uh, in the black box also it should be like that. Because that's also one part of a functional testing. Error handling. Whenever the data is in the native format, it should provide a meaningful error state. Okay, should be meaningful. I'm saying meaningful. See, I'm given the email address or mobile number you entered is incorrect. Of course, first we have to insert user ID and then you have to go for a password. But the entered ID is not properly working. Means obviously it shows an error. Okay, that should be, that is called as a error, meaningful error state. And compatibility testing means this application is working. Suppose this application, of course, the most of the cases all the stakeholders request only window based application. Of course, this application is opening in this browser means, and we can focus on different browsers also, Google Chrome, Opera, Firefox, or whatever it may be. That is called as compatibility testing. How it is performing based on the different browsers. If there is any advanced features are available, how it is dealing with that. That is also be focused. And the configuration testing is just like a software installation and installation process. It should be coverage of the system technologies, everything that will come to the configuration. Inter-system testing means just like I said before only, we can share the resource from external source like database. Suppose in this, in my system, this is a web server or a app server, both will be resided here, imagine, and I have a database server in another location, but that is connected with this system through LAN cables. How it is performing, those all should be retrieved. How properly retrieving or not should be analyzed. That is called as inter-system testing. And coming to installation means whether the application features are installed properly or not should be analyzed. That is also a part of installation testing. Recovery, compatibility, configuration, inter-system testing, and installation. See, build is developed, build properly is installed or not in the testing environment, and it may be in the client whether it is ready for installing or not should be checked to key with the keen observation process during installation, like parameters like memory, CPU, application execution is set up to properly and should be viewed over there. That is called as installation testing. And finally, we have parallel testing. So in parallel testing, most of the cases, suppose if there is no sufficient there is no sufficient time to see client parallel testing means, see, this is frequently it will do. This is the latest testing type. Parallel testing means we do testing parallelly with different environments. Here, what are the environments? Like browsers. We will work out the browsers simultaneously, whether the page is working with whether it is compatible for each and every browser, but advanced features are compatible or supported or not should be analyzed parallelly. That is called as parallel testing. Okay, so this is, I said already, comparing our product with a well-established product in the market. See what happens. So like advanced features are available in the market. Depend upon that, the stakeholders may update the applications, as well as the technology is also updating. Depend upon that, the features will be enhanced. That should be reviewed. That's a part of this type of testing. And coming to security testing, so this is very, very important. There is much more demand in the market for security testing in few countries, because secured data is very important for, it is also a crucial role for every type of a mandatory applications like banking, insurance, loan departments, or whatever it may be. Okay, so in that part, we focus on authorization, access control, encryption, decryption, network integration, security. What is the application we are using? In that application, we do that. The security part depend upon the technology also. Depend upon the technology, what we choose, depend upon that application that will be occurred. These are all comes under security testing. Okay, up to here it
Mm-hmm.
is clear. Yeah.
Yes.
So tomorrow I will tell you the integration testing as well as tomorrow I will tell you integration testing as well
Mm-hmm.
as total tools what we have for each and every level of testing. Okay, and finally after completion of functional testing, all testing, alpha beta testing takes place. Alpha
Okay.
testing is, yeah, alpha testing is done by the com- company testers as well as the stakeholders. The stakeholders will be going to involve in alpha testing in the virtual environment, means client location, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
company location, before
Mm-hmm.
deploying the product in the client location. Okay, after completion of alpha testing, again the stakeholders will do beta testing after the
In the
product is,
real environment.
yeah, in a real environment. In the production environment, after dumping by the product support team, beta testing takes place. This is called as user acceptance testing. Okay, alpha and beta testing. And
Mm-hmm.
we have two terminologies, very, 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 very important. That is called as ad hoc testing. So, what exactly ad hoc testing says means, see, if sufficient time is not available, then management may initiate ad hoc testing through its maintenance project. Means in ad hoc testing, what happens? Clearly observe here. Ad hoc name itself says random testing or exact testing. Means if sufficient time is not available. If sufficient time is not available, then we do ab testing. When there is no sufficient time, you tell me.
Yeah,
In the,
so then they are gonna do this based on their experience.
exactly based on experience criteria, we do an ab testing. See what happens here. Suppose the client, see quality. I said within the budget with the main importance of milestones we have to deliver the product. Client says that I need the product within 9 months, but almost developers took 7 months for developing the application.
Mm-hmm.
And moreover there is no sufficient, only leftover time is 2 months for individual. Suppose I'm saying normally, but actually in the real time scenario, developers and testing is done parallelly. But suppose in some cases, we have no sufficient time to deliver the product in time, so random testing will be taken by the and took by the testers based on the experience criteria. That is called as ad hoc. And coming to end-to-end testing, this is called as data integration for all functionalities among all the modules. Each and every testing coverage will be focused over here. For each and every build, during integration, we will do all the application testing of all the functionalities where the system includes the total integration of the data with all the relevant total builds. That is called as end-to-end testing. So I will I will ask to forward this content also to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Up to now you got the all links right.
Mm, yeah, I haven't gotten like for till yesterday, but I did get you had forwarded me.
No, no. She will be going to forward you. She whether she forward or not. Hello,
Yeah, I
hello.
got it till day 6.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
O- Okay, okay, okay. I will tell to her. Yeah. So I said no. See, no documentation. See, this is very important. Ad hoc testing will be done by the experts without any proper documentation to find out tricky defects. Tricky
Mm-hmm.
means critical defects based on observation of the particular object. See, here I inserted a valid data, but the data is not accepted by this particular build. Means it is a critical defect. We cannot move further. Showstopper defect. It is called as the showstopper defect. We cannot move further. That's a critical defect. Those all defects should be found out in ad hoc testing. No test design, no test case, no documentation. Based on
Mm-hmm.
the experience criteria, the experts will do testing to find out tricky defects. And this is end-to-end testing. Login, add customer, delete, edit customer, logout. This total the bill individual bills, the flow of the process. Like this, it will be occur. Next, installation. Whether when we install the build, for if it is a window-based application, when we install the build, it is successfully installed or not. All the guidelines given by the instruction it is following or not should be checked out in installation. And similarly, when we uninstall, it should be removed from the system. And globalization localization means specific scenarios for validation of an application, whether it is performing properly according to this system. If there is any change, suppose in the different states, languages, date and time will be changes. No, whether it is impacting or not should be analyzed. This is also part of testing. Localization and globalization. Formal testing, more formal, just like inspections with proper priority of documentation, priority of software application validation should be focused. And penetration testing is comes under security testing. I will take one session for all the tomorrow. I will cover you all the security
Okay.
part tools, security part tools, and I will focus on what I said. Actually, I will go for
You said integration testing. That's what you
yeah.
said.
Remember me, remind me tomorrow. I will teach you integration testing how we will do, and
Okay.
what are the tools we will go for automation testing. That also I
Okay.
will tell.
And I also sent you the message as a reminder tomorrow if we can do 7 your time because I have a doctor's appointment.
Okay, okay, 7 or 8.
No, 7, your 7.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay then. Okay, globalization and localization testing. So
Mm.
this is, I said already, the local part of the scenario, the global part of the scenario based on that, to the specific region, specific format, and
Mhm.
like local time, local uh, date should be analyzed. That's the part of globalization and localization testing. And I said about exploratory testing also based on the scenario should be analyzed. And
Can you
we have
can you scroll back to the previous slide, the exploratory? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I just
So
needed to take a screenshot.
yeah, yeah. We have to explore
Uh-huh.
the application under completely and test it. Proper possible scenarios with respect of the requirement specification we do here. But what happens, there is a much more time consuming occurs here. We can go for all the features which should be tested out. So better to don't go for exploratory test. That's what I said in the first and foremost testing principle. Exploratory testing is impossible. Instead of exploratory testing, we go for risk-based testing. Okay, minimum minus one,
Mhm.
minimum one, like that. And it is also one part of ad hoc testing only, just like a tricky defects to find out in the zigzag manner of testing based on the experience criteria. This is called as gorilla testing or whatever it may be. See, ad hoc testing, no doc, very very important. In these three scenarios, there is no documentation, no proper plan, informal testing. Tester should know application thorough knowledge. Means if he has a capability of knowing the thorough domain knowledge, then he can able to scope up with all the error guessings will be occurred over here, and he will going to find out tricky defects in particular ad hoc testing. Here also tester doesn't know any application functionality. Tester doesn't know no application. Test, testers here also same phenomenon. This thing should be analyzed, and here we will not follow any sequence order of testing. Why? Because we are not following the documentation. Means, of course, in all these three criteria, random testing. Intent is to break the applicant, find out corner defects. Main focus on defects is also similar here. Also similar. Any application. So in some part of testing, in some part of gaming applications, of course we cannot follow the documentation, but most of the cases we do UI testing, basically in gaming applications, pictorial representation, resolutions, everything. So here some we have in gaming application, we do follow this only apart from these things. And any application which is new to the tester, that is as a part of exploratory testing. So tomorrow I will teach you about this retesting, regression testing, and what I said.
Integration.
Yeah, just a minute. So these are very very important concepts. That's why
Mhm.
I'm taking some time. Integration, testing, types of tools for all system testing, and features of tools in real world for implementing test process, regression, regression testing. Okay, these things I have to cover. So it takes half of the day. This is very very important. Okay, 15 minutes, at least 15 minutes it takes. So that's why I'm skipping now. Tomorrow I will cover you this topic.
Okay.
Regression testing, retesting, example of retesting and regression testing. And remember carefully, this is your homework. Now note down, and or otherwise take a capture a screenshot over here.
Mm-hmm.
See how to write the test cases on a pen. General scenarios. How to
Mm-hmm.
write test cases as well. Test, better to go for scenarios also. Scenarios and the test cases.
Okay. You want me to write for all four or
All four.
any one? All four.
All
Okay.
four. Okay. So this is very important. You have to know this general questions. This is all. Interview panel they may ask.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just scenarios. No. Okay. Here also. So be careful while writing scenarios, and
Mhm.
don't confuse about scenarios and cases.
Okay.
Okay. In scenarios, what it have? Can you give one example for scenario? Test scenarios. Test cases. Then test steps with test conditions. After pass or fail, you check it out. First, this is the flow. I am not saying traceability matrix, everything right now, but I am asking to prepare scenario and cases and the steps and conditions for this particular
Okay.
examples. Okay.
So the scenarios basically are the general things that we are going to check for the pen, like if we are able to hold it, the grip is proper, if we can write it properly, like smoothly, and
Yeah,
if
exactly.
if the ink flow is smooth,
Very,
it's
very
not
good.
like it's breaking up in between, sometimes how it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, very good. Those all
And
very,
then
very,
yeah, the
yeah,
quality of the material that we use for the pen, it should not
yeah,
be hard like to the hands. It
very
should
good.
have like a good touch to the hands.
Yeah, yeah. And a
And when
grip
we
of,
are writing, yeah, it should, like when we are writing, it should not be making any noise.
okay, very good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be overflow. Okay. The pen
Yeah.
should not be overflow.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, the
not
ink
be
should be smooth.
leak the, yeah, it should not leak the ink. This is called
Mm-hmm.
as performance test. Okay, you write first, then I will tell you all those things later about.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, tomorrow's session is I teach this, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to tell this, and then I will start scenario cases. After that, we have a one more session called SDLC. I will not tell SDLC concepts, but I will ask a few questions on SDLC. Okay,
Tomorrow?
if time permits, tomorrow itself only.
Okay.
SDLC as well as SDLC. Okay. Is there any
Okay.
doubts? It's
No,
clear. It's clear.
it, yeah, it should be good for now.
Okay. So be practice about these concepts. You have to focus on this because in real time scenario should not be, suppose if if you are working in a particular organization, so nobody can teach you all those things, no. Here only you have to learn, and moreover
Right.
some organization doesn't have any internet also.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So better to focus clearly. If at all
Mm-hmm.
you have any scenarios, please let me know. We will complete this testing types tomorrow itself,
Okay.
and the day after tomorrow, I will go for another topic.
Okay.
Okay. After
Okay.
complete after completion of this, I will ask to prepare applications test cases for this, or another application is also there, or in HRM. This is a human resource management application.
Okay.
Most of the cases, general each and every organization consists of same. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, they may not use this application, but the features are similar. Every application, they will go for a leave. See, we have to give. So these are the current. These are the tasks should be there in the leave module for a human resource. The employees who
Okay.
works in an organization, and this is the time recruitment. These things also I will tell you. I will give you some knowledge, domain knowledge. Based on that, you can test it. And then
Okay.
another application is also available. Okay, open cart. First, you have to register here. You have to register this, and then focus on okay. It taking some time. Okay, it is navigating to another thing. Okay, so we have three applications, live applications. Based
Mm-hmm.
on this, we can move for further process. Okay,
Okay.
so but be perfect in this up to now what I thought.
Got you.
Okay, so this is later we will of course, based without this also you can able to prepare this, you can able to do preparation of test cases for this respective builds, but in-depth knowledge is required. I will check your uh, IQ. How can you derive the terminologies for each and every scenario and case of respective build.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow at 7 you are asking, right?
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise 7:15 or 7:30 it's okay for you.
I have to leave within an hour because I have a doctor's appointment, and I
Okay,
have to be there on time. Yeah.
sure. 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a nice time. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.